Next up, you'll hear from my colleague Nelson Boyce, who will speak with Julia Vander, the SVP and Global Head of Digital Technology at Hyatt, who will share her insights into how Hyatt accelerated the digital transformation this past year.
Thanks, Susie. Hey everyone, I'm Nelson and I'm here with Julia. Excited to have you here with us. So let's jump right into it. We have seen a lot of behavioral shifts from consumers this past year. What kind of an impact is that having on your business decisions?
Thanks, Nelson. Well, first of all, there are fewer historical patterns that we can rely on to make decisions from going forward. At Hyatt, everything we do is grounded in listening and fueled by care. And this approach became even more critical when COVID-19 hit. With fewer historical patterns to guide our path forward, we focused on staying close to our key stakeholders and leaned into our core behavior of listening so that we could take meaningful action. Hyatt occupies a pretty unique position in the hospitality industry. I should explain that. We offer the benefits of a global network, yet we remain nimble enough to create true personal connections with our guests and, of course, with our World of Hyatt members on their preferred terms. And so that's why focusing on personalization and the technology to make it happen seamlessly is just so important. So travel's coming back, which is so exciting. But the consumer booking journey has changed. There's a lot of searching and browsing that people do before making their booking. And increasingly, consumers don't have a specific property in mind. They just know they want to go. Guests want to experience the joy of travel again, and they're looking to us for inspiration more than they ever have before. And that makes it important for us to build on our deep relationships with our guests and our World of Hyatt members. And the more we can action what we understand about their preferences, the more we can provide information that's most relevant to them.
How have you noticed specifically that preferences have changed?
Great question. We actually have less in-person interaction than before in many cases, and that's just because guests and customers increasingly prefer contactless modes of interaction, even in something as personal as a hotel stay. To be very clear, though, contactless does not have to mean less personal. In fact, the way we view it, if we do it right, we should be able to go the other way. It comes down to, again, having a smart first-party data strategy so that we've earned the right to put the right content in front of the right guest at just the right time. That's something that we call content in context. So I'll give you an example. It's definitely not unusual today to check into a hotel room online, but it's actually only really valuable if we can know something about you, your preferences, your World of Hyatt loyalty program membership. Those are the things that allow us to give you an upgrade that you deserve, show you options that you care about, like, for example, the restaurant if you're a foodie, or the spa if you love relaxation. And that's how our contactless experiences can stand out. It allows our colleagues on property to shift a higher proportion of their time to more meaningful in-person interactions with our guests, too. And when our colleagues on property are free of the more transactional elements like taking down information, then they can focus solely on caring for our guests and making their experience exceptional.
In light of these shifts, how has it changed your focus going forward? How have you had to pivot?
Yeah, COVID was a forcing function to accelerate what we were already working on. We had an initiative to build something akin to a central nervous system for our data technology stack. Just taking signals in, working with it to send increasingly smarter and more personalized signals out. But we needed to retool certain capabilities. So for example, connecting data from advertising platforms to one data warehouse using Google's BigQuery platform, standing up Ads Data Hub for future needs, putting a greater focus on bringing our first-party data into Google via customer match. Doing those things allowed us to accelerate quick feedback loops from the data and insights to, in turn, put more relevant content in the right context. Signals in, signals out. And because privacy and security are hallmarks of everything we do and build in our technology at Hyatt, well, we are definitely focused on making sure we adhere to the right privacy standards. It's equally important to us to be smart with how we're using the data that a guest entrusts us with. And so that's why we are very thoughtful about how we take those signals in to push signals out that our guests feel are valuable and very helpful. So for example, things like letting you know about travel delays in the city you're flying to, maybe providing local experience availability options such as restaurants, sporting events, or concerts. Our goal is for our guests to feel at the center of the experience we deliver, confident to book with us and can stay with peace of mind, welcomed as they are, and able to engage with Hyatt on their own terms. And that, in turn, drives loyalty to our brands.
Julia, what organizational changes have you had to make in order to build a digital-first culture?
Well, we needed our teams to work closer together than ever before. I think it's kind of cliche to talk about breaking down silos. Candidly, teams have to go beyond working together in this area. At Hyatt, we work together in a strategic commercial services group, and it takes a team of leaders across marketing, data and analytics, engineering, digital product, and beyond who can all talk about our technology stack together. This agile way of working has been incredibly influential in our COVID-19 response and will continue to be a priority for us even once the pandemic is behind us. But we really have to be thoughtful in how we architect partnerships. I think for anyone looking at this, it's really about understanding and leveraging the technology and making it work for your specific stack. The power of targeting tools and data platforms comes not just from using them, but in how you thoughtfully integrate them deep across your own systems in ways that maximize the power of what they can do. So leaders need to be unifiers and connectors for this work, for this to work very well. And so, for example, when we think about audiences, it's no longer just something that refers to a digital advertising buy for us. It's really about how we connect people with experiences. So we might want to use an audience cohort with similar interests to keep a more relevant dialogue going with you as you explore what's available at a property, even if you haven't booked it yet, or if you're new to our World of Hyatt loyalty program. So that's important for our teams to work on in the Hyatt.com group and its content to understand it just as much as it is for our team buying Google AdWords.
How has Google helped you navigate these uncertain times? Can you say a bit more about the partnership?
Well, we've always felt that Google is interested in deeply understanding our business objectives and wants to help us achieve them. An aspect of our collaboration that I've always valued and appreciated is how Google understands and focuses on what we're trying to achieve. Google has an array of great solutions, but for us, it's really more than just about what the products can do. Really understanding our business objectives and how Google's products work towards our business objectives is critical. At Hyatt, we firmly believe in the importance of empathy to really listen and understand our stakeholders' needs. And to me, it's clear that the team we collaborate with at Google feels the same way. And Google's always been flexible in its approaches. We've been evolving the design of our systems to put content in context in various ways. And as we learn more about the power of doing so, it's great to work with a company that is willing to meet with us often and strategize how we're driving changes in the landscape to be more responsive to the changes in our industry. Because Hyatt's agile, we can make quick decisions and move fast to truly delight our guests. And if we do this right, we make our digital platforms and products that much more relevant and powerful. And that creates a better experience for all our guests in everything that we do.